Hello and a very good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. I'm your host Frank Pereira. First up, a look at the headlines. Centre hands over to the Supreme Court a list of 627 names of persons suspected of stashing black money abroad. SIT now to probe the matter. Shiv Sena to announce its decision today on support to the BJP-led government in Maharashtra. Party leaders were in a huddle on the matter yesterday. Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung to explore possibilities of government formation in Delhi with leaders of all political parties. Gujarat government says it's taking all precautions ahead of Cyclone Nilam making landfall less than 48 hours from now, though the Met Office says severity of the cyclone has reduced. And more than 250 people still missing after a mudslide at a tree plantation in Sri Lanka that buried workers' houses. Our top focus on the bulletin this morning, the Supreme Court now has a list of names of 627 alleged black money stashers in foreign banks given to it by the government. The sealed envelope with the names will now be handed over to the Special Investigation Team for a thorough probe, something of an exit route for the government after all the pressure it's been under to come out with the names. Here's a detailed report.
A day after the Supreme Court's sharp rebuke, the centre has submitted a list of over 600 names suspected of amassing black money abroad. The list includes names of 627 Indian account holders in HSBC Bank, Geneva. Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi said that the data stolen from HSBC Bank was provided to the centre by the French government in 2011.
We gave it in a sealed cover to the court. A status report was also given in the sealed cover to the court. The court thereafter heard our submissions as to what we are doing under the control of SIT.
The court has set a deadline of March 2015 to complete the probe into whether these account holders have violated tax laws. The government says that the list given on Wednesday includes some who may have legitimate accounts abroad. The court has now asked the SIT to come up with a status report by this month end.
We hope that the SIT will recommend disclosure or will order the disclosure of most of these names, because it is important that the country comes to know as to who are these account holders, particularly those whose accounts were found to be illegal.
But opposition parties aren't satisfied yet. While some still feel that the government is trying to spare some big names, others want to know how the money could be brought back as promised by BJP during poll campaigns.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ये इंश्योर करे और एसआईटी इंश्योर करे कि इसमें कुछ रह तो नहीं गए, 627 ही हैं या कुछ और भी थे, सारे नाम दे, ये इंश्योर कर लें. दूसरा, अब एसआईटी को इस पे जांच करनी है. एसआईटी जांच करे. मेरी खबर के मुताबिक बड़े बड़े नाम जो हैं, जो नाम मैंने उजागर किए थे, उन नामों को छोड़ा जा रहा है, उन पे कोई एक्शन नहीं लिया जा रहा.
The BJP government should bring the money back as they had promised to do in 100 days, and they should distribute it among the people.
Our concern is bringing back that money into the country and using that money in programs that will improve the welfare of our people. For this, what is the plan the government has? They tom-tommed all over the country during the election campaign. What is the plan that the government has? Nobody knows.
While the clamour grows to reveal all details, the SIT claims its investigation is back to square one. In an interview on Wednesday, the SIT chief said that the centre had provided a similar list in June. With inputs from Ravindra Shoran, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And joining me for a chat this morning on this very subject is senior journalist Priya Ranjan Dash. Very good morning, Priya Ranjan, and thank you for joining us on the program. I mean, this was one of the issues that the BJP went to polls in earlier this year. And, there has been a lot of anxiety. There has been a lot of, talk within public circles as well about how this money is going to be brought back to India. Is it as simple as people are making it, making it to be, in the sense, just bring back the money?
See, that is precisely the problem. The problem is that our understanding of this issue of black money stashed away in foreign bank accounts is rudimentary, and the entire public discourse is happening within that rudimentary knowledge of the issue, amidst very heightened public expectations because of political parties having made it a campaign issue in the last 5 years, I would say, not just during the election. So that is precisely the problem. The problem is, the thing is that we know very little about what is the quantity of black money, where it is parked abroad, and what is the nature of the money that we are talking about. When you say black money, that could be unaccounted for money, meaning the money on which taxes in India has not been paid. There could be proceeds of crimes which would broadly be categorized as blood money. And there could be economic offenses arising out of restrictive policies that India has pursued in the past. So people siphoning out money, from companies, for instance, and parking it in their personal pockets. And there could be, straightforward cases of bribery, of smuggling, proceeds of smuggling and other activities. But there are issues of under-invoicing and over-invoicing of imports and exports, for instance, and of foreign exchange regulations that you have had. To avoid those things, people could be maintaining these kind of foreign secret bank accounts. Now, the other aspect is, when you say black money, there is a stock and there is a flow. It is wrong to assume that the money that was taken away and it's been stashed away, the entire thing could be stashed away somewhere. It is also true that that money gets, is flowing back and forth.
Yes.
And black money generates more black money. So the question is that whether these are all normal government functions. You have agencies which are economic offenses, they should be tracking this and doing this. Now, what has happened is there is a lack of public confidence in the government's ability to be able to first check the generation of black money. Second, if such black money is being generated for whatever reasons that we just discussed, or proceeds of crimes, or because of economic policies that were pursued in the past, or just greed, human nature of making money, easy money, and then keeping it away. Now, these are the government should be, these are executive functions in collaborations internationally with other governments. The government should be able to tackle this.
Yes.
Now, there is a issue of public confidence here, because first of all, that is why you have judiciary intervention, that the government seems to be inactive, passive, not being able to tackle this issue, whereas there is politically it's been built up high expectations in the people that there are billions of dollars, and some estimates have even suggested over $1 trillion, which is lying abroad of nation's money, and this should come back and it should be put to either individual bank accounts divided among people, or should be put to welfare programs, and then poverty and diseases, illiteracy, backwardness will disappear. Now, so that is the public expectation.
It all sounds very good, doesn't it? But it's very difficult.
Very little actual knowledge of the issue.
Yes.
So we have this kind of a situation. Otherwise, during because of international cooperation that India would have with other foreign governments, like in this case, certain foreign governments have given information on certain bank accounts, which could be legal or could be illegal. And it should be a matter of routine executive function that the government should be investigating into it and get to the root of it.
Yes.
Now, what is happening is there has been a doubt whether governments in the past and even the present government, whether they are sincere about it, whether they are being fair and balanced, whether the investigations are being done properly as it should be, and whether they are being selective and discriminatory in their approach to specific people, individuals or entities which have been named in this list. That's
Indeed.
the real issue to my mind.
Indeed, that is the real issue, and very well put by senior journalist Priya Ranjan Dash. We'll have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us on the program and putting things into perspective for us. Hope the black money issue is a lot more clearer now. Let's shift focus now and move on to the issue of the Shiv Sena's support to the BJP in Maharashtra. The Sena is to announce its decision today on whether it will be part of the BJP-led government in the state or not. Top Shiv Sena leaders met in Mumbai yesterday to discuss the party's stand. Sena sources said that the party president Uddhav Thackeray himself would make the announcement today. Both BJP and Shiv Sena leaders had made conciliatory noises after Fadnavis, backed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and BJP chief Amit Shah was elected leader of the legislature party on Tuesday. The BJP had said, however, that talks with the Sena would resume only after the swearing-in ceremony tomorrow. Meanwhile, elaborate preparations are underway at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, where Devendra Fadnavis will be sworn in as Maharashtra Chief Minister tomorrow. Reports say that the stage is being designed by specialists from the film industry.
शिवसेना नेताओं की एक बैठक अभी मातोश्री में संपन्न हुई। शिवसेना के पक्ष प्रमुख उद्धव ठाकरे जी थे, दिशा में जाएगी आने वाले दिनों में। इस पर बहुत गंभीरता से चर्चा हुई। मैं अभी इतना ही कह सकता हूं कि इंतजार की घड़ी जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगी।
Moving on to the formation of a government in Delhi now. After a rap from the Supreme Court on Tuesday, the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi got cracking on putting together a government in Delhi. Najib Jung is to call an all-party meeting soon to discuss the government formation, even as both the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party cry foul. Here's more.
Amidst all the meetings surrounding the formation of a government in Delhi, Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung met Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh on Wednesday, informing him that he would begin consultations with all political parties soon. A statement out of LG House said that in view of the President's approval to explore the possibility of installing a popular government in Delhi, the Lieutenant Governor would be exploring the possibility with leaders of all political parties over the next few days. The BJP, however, prefers to stay tight-lipped about the whole thing.
जो भी स्थिति होगी दिल्ली की, उसके संदर्भ पर हम राजनीतिक दल हैं, जागरूक हैं, नज़र हमने बनाई हुई है, समय आने पर जवाब को निश्चित रूप से देंगे।
Meanwhile, Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal has accused Lieutenant Governor Jung of taking sides. The Congress too is talking of going for fresh polls.
कांग्रेस ने तो पहले दिन से अपना स्टैंड क्लियर किया हुआ है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी से हमारा कोई लेना देना हो नहीं सकता और किसी अन्य दल को हम सपोर्ट करेंगे। तो ऐसे में वो क्या बातचीत करना चाहते हैं, मेरी समझ से परे है।
मैं मांग करता हूं आज एलजी साहब से, अगर आपकी नीयत साफ है तो आज आप शाम को मीटिंग बुलाइए सारी पार्टियों की और उसमें चर्चा कर लीजिए, जो भी आपको करना है, रात तक निर्णय ले लीजिए।
Aam Aadmi Party and Congress has already refused to support BJP, while BJP is still lacking in numbers in the assembly. Seeing the scenario, what will happen in Delhi is still a big question. With video journalist Prem, Anu Diwan for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, we slip into a short break now, but still to come, Chhath Puja celebrated throughout last night and at dawn this morning around the country. That and much more on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, thousands of people have been evacuated from coastal areas of Gujarat ahead of Cyclone Nilam making landfall forecast for Saturday morning. The Gujarat administration says that every possible precaution will be taken ahead of the cyclone. The National Disaster Response Force has deployed 7 teams in vulnerable areas. 9 NDRF teams are also on standby. This despite IMD scaling down its intensity from very severe to severe when it strikes the Gujarat coast. Nilam is presently reported to be barreling across the Arabian Sea with wind speeds of up to 220 kilometers an hour. It will cross the coast as a marginal cyclonic storm with a wind speed of 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. Under the influence of this system, rainfall at most places would commence along coastal districts of Saurashtra and Kutch. Parts of Rajasthan are also expected to get rains.
अब भी फिलहाल वेरी सीवियर साइक्लोनिक स्टॉर्म है। अभी वो भी अरेबियन सी में 900 किलोमीटर साउथ वेस्ट ऑफ नलिया। अब भी लैंडफॉल वही हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि 1 नवंबर सुबह होने का।
Along with the Coast Guard, the precautionary messages have gone to our fishermen as well to see that they have secured themselves and that they are not out in the open seas. So all the necessary measures which are required to brave a storm as precautionary measures have been taken by the Navy.
Moving on, now the CPIM Secretary General Prakash Karat has downplayed the host of differences that emerged within the party over the 4 days of the Central Committee meeting. Karat may have termed it a reflection of inner party democracy, but there's no denying a party in restive ferment, desperate for rejuvenation. Here's more.
In the 50 years of its existence, none have been as dramatic as the last 10 for the CPM. Not only did the party lose its unquestioned sway in both West Bengal and Kerala, it also turned in its worst performance in the last Lok Sabha polls. All this happened for a party that started in 2004 by winning as many as 42 Lok Sabha seats and played an important role in the UPA-1 government. The rapidly eroding mandate formed the focus of the CPM Politburo review report. But oddly enough, a senior Politburo member himself disagreed with it, stating that not the party line, but its implementation was the key flaw.
Somebody who has a dissenting view can place that view in the Central Committee. This was made into an alternative draft, according to some sections. We don't have any alternative draft. We have comrades who have their own point of view on some of the issues.
The seeming dissent against Karat notwithstanding, what can't be denied is that the CPM is going through a major churning. A prominent section wants the General Secretary to take responsibility for the decisions in these last 10 years. Although Karat insists that communist parties run on the principle of collective responsibility, but such is the tug-of-war that this alone could end up dominating the upcoming party congress.
We will get the party congress to provide the guidelines for holding a special conference, what we call a plenum, which will be held hopefully within a few months after the Visakhapatnam Congress that we hold.
The CPM's party congress in Visakhapatnam next April will decide not only its political line but also who will be its next General Secretary. Understandably, its review and resolutions will indicate which way the control of the party is headed. Shyam Sundar's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, let's now take a look at some of the other news-making stories from around the nation. In a boost to cash-starved real estate industry, the government decided to relax FDI rules in the construction sector. The measures include reducing minimum build-up area as well as capital requirement and easing the exit norms. The cabinet approved the proposal to amend the policy in the construction sector, hoping to enhance the depleting inflows. Although the cabinet has not reduced the 3-year lock-in period, it has permitted foreign investors to exit on project completion. Another decision taken by the cabinet to hike the MSP for wheat is expected to benefit farmers. The massive hike in the minimum support price for wheat by a nominal 50 rupees to 1,450 a quintal will encourage higher production. Claims have started pouring in from Cyclone Hudhud hit areas of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. And with Cyclone Nilam, the insurers are gearing up to settle the claims which could go over 5,000 crore rupees. These cyclones and the Jammu and Kashmir floods have made this current fiscal year possibly the worst in a decade for general insurers. The industry's hopes of turning into a profit this year after increasing premiums for retail categories may not materialize due to these natural calamities. US Embassy warnings over the unhealthy air quality level in the national capital. The warning came as a cautionary statement that people with heart or lung diseases should avoid prolonged or heavy exertion. The US Embassy, which has recently established an air quality monitoring program with on-site measuring instruments, said the air quality index valued 260 falls in the category of very unhealthy. Devotees began celebrating the biggest festival of Bihar, Chhath Puja, last night. Elaborate festivities, were seen through the night on the riverbanks and the Ark ceremony at dawn today. The festival that involves worshipping and thanking the god of the sun is being celebrated with great fervour in several other states like Uttar Pradesh and Jharkhand. Prime Minister Narendra Modi greeted the people on the occasion, asking all to take the pledge of Swachh Bharat as they seek the blessings of the sun god. Moving on now, more than 250 people are still reported missing after Wednesday's mudslide in south-central Sri Lanka yesterday that buried more than 140 houses on a tea plantation estate. 10 bodies have been recovered so far in rescue operations in the landslide-hit area that extends over nearly 3 kilometers on the tea plantation of Haldumula, about 200 kilometers from the capital Colombo. The only survivors in the village are children who left for the school in the morning, returning to find their houses had been buried. The landslides were triggered by heavy rains. Sri Lanka's disaster management minister said that villagers had been advised to move away from the area because of the threat of a landslide, but many had not heeded to the warning. India has offered help with relief and rescue operations. Well, here's a look now at the other news and updates from around the globe in our World Wrap. India has been re-elected to the United Nations Economic and Social Council or UNESCO for a 3-year term by beginning Jan 1st, 2015. India got 183 votes, the highest number in the Asia-Pacific group, followed by Japan and Pakistan. The win comes just a week after India was re-elected to the United Nations Human Rights Council. Nobel laureate Malala Yousafzai has said that she will donate $50,000 to help rebuild UN schools damaged during the recent conflict in Gaza. Malala received the prize money after winning the World Children's Prize for the Rights of the Child on Tuesday. She will give the amount to the United Nations Relief and Works Agency. Well, the World Health Organization has said that the rate of new Ebola infections in Liberia appears to be declining and could represent a genuine trend. The WHO said that the response to the virus was now gaining an upper hand, but warned against any suggestion that the crisis was over. The latest WHO figure puts the number of Ebola cases at 13,703, over 3,000 more than its previous report on Saturday. 4,922 deaths are reported. NATO has reported an unusual increase in Russian military aircraft conducting maneuvers over European airspace over the last 2 days. NATO said that it had tracked Russian strategic bombers over the Atlantic and Black Sea and sorties of fighters over the Baltic, but there was no violation of NATO airspace. Tensions between Russia and NATO states have soared over the Ukraine crisis. In what could signal a turnaround for the global economy, the US Federal Reserve ended its monthly bond buying program and expressed confidence in economic prospects. US stocks added to earlier losses after the statement but came back to close down only marginally. The Fed also dropped a characterization of US labor market slack as significant in a show of confidence in the economy's prospects. Well, let's now take a look at the stock markets. US stocks closed with a modest decline on Wednesday, recovering losses earlier in the day after the Federal Reserve ended its stimulative monthly bond buying program and expressed confidence in economic prospects. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 31.44 points or 0.18% to close the trading at 16,974. Well, Standard & Poor's 500 lost 2.75 points or 0.14% to end the day at 1,982. Moving on now, let's take a look at some of the big developments lined up for today in our special section, The Day Ahead. A special court in Hyderabad is expected to pronounce a verdict today in the Satyam computer fraud case, nearly 6 years after the corporate India's biggest scandal came to light. The judge will hear last-minute arguments from the defence regarding evidence admission. All the 10 accused, including former Satyam chairman B. Ramalinga Raju, are to appear before the court today. The Supreme Court will continue hearing on the government formation in Delhi. The court will also hear AAP's plea on merit on the issue. After criticism from the court over delay in decision-making, Lieutenant Governor Rajiv Jung said that he will kick off consultations with the BJP, AAP and Congress in the next couple of days in fresh efforts to form a government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will review the progress of infrastructure sector in a day-long meeting in the capital today. In order to push infrastructure development in the country, Modi had asked his ministers to electronically monitor the progress of projects and directed the railways to submit a comprehensive plan for encouraging foreign direct investment. Veterans of the music industry will gather for a special concert to honour the martyrs on the 50th anniversary of the 1965 Indo-Pak War. Singers L. Subramaniam, Kavita Krishnamurthy, Suresh Wadkar will be there on the occasion to pay tribute. The musical tribute will be interlaced with specially choreographed dance performances of memorable patriotic songs. Well, it's time for another short break now, but we'll be back with much more on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Let's get you all the sports update from around the world. Here's our latest sports beat. Young Northeast United FC goalkeeper T.P. Rehanesh made 3 spectacular saves to deny Delhi Dynamos a win as the two sides settled for a goalless stalemate after an entertaining Hero Indian Super League match on Wednesday. 21-year-old Rehanesh denied Delhi captain Alessandro Del Piero in what could have been his first goal of the ISL after the Italian legend's free kick had beaten the defensive wall. With the draw, Delhi Dynamos remained in 4th in the league standings with 6 points from 4 matches, while Northeast also maintained their 3rd spot with 8 points from 5 games. Top-seeded Deepika Pallikal beat 2nd seed Misaki Kobayashi of Japan to win the 4-leg JSW Challenger squash circuit on Wednesday, keeping the returns long and ensuring Misaki does not get any leeway to make gains. Deepika reeled away points to get into a strong position to beat her 11-6, 11-2, 11-8. Misaki too did not help her own cause with repeated unforced errors mostly and lost the match in straight sets. Roger Federer kept up hopes of finishing the year as world number 1 when he downed Frenchman Jeremy Chardy 7-6, 6-7, 6-4 in the second round of the Paris Masters on Wednesday. Federer has a chance of leapfrogging Novak Djokovic at the top of the rankings and equaling Pete Sampras's record of ending 6 seasons as the number 1. Chardy, who beat Federer in their previous encounter at the Rome Masters earlier this year, saved 2 match points in the second set but was not able to stop Federer from taking the 3rd set and the match. And finally, models took to the ramp in Paris on Wednesday, dressed head to toe in chocolate creations. It's part of the opening of the 20th annual Paris Salon du Chocolat. Take a look at these visuals and I'm going to leave you with these. Have a great day.
Audio Jungle.